welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast ever in the world, obviously, called I'll Drink to That. That was beautiful, and I expect applause. Anyway, this episode, I get to sit down with one of my besties, Haile. Haile was on the national tour of Dear Evan Hansen as the understudy to Zoe and Alana. And if you want to find out more about her time on tour, well, we kind of talk about it a little bit on the podcast. I have an interview up with her and Elena, who also was an understudy for Zoe and Alana, up on the YouTubes. So go and check that out. Anyway, it's currently 10:15 p.m. here on Tuesday. And I'm going to get this uploaded on Wednesday because I've decided that Wednesday is my day of uploading for some reason. Why in the middle of the week? I don't know. Maybe it's because I think everyone needs a nice pick-me-up in the middle of the week, and so this is your pick. I don't know. Anyway, I am sitting here with some chai tea, sipping on that, and I'll let you know what time I finish editing this because I've literally not touched it. I've not touched this podcast yet. Yeah. So she comes over, sits on my blue velvet couch, which, by the way, is going to be a recurring theme. Obviously, because I just love the fact that I own a blue velvet couch. And yes, if you're wondering, it is a futon. Also, I just looked out my window. A building that's kind of across the street from me, or a house, I don't know what it is, I guess it's a house. They have all their Christmas lights up. Holiday lights. I guess I don't know if they're really Christmas. I guess they could be Hanukkah lights or Kwanzaa lights. But they're blinking and they're really cute. They're very colorful. Happy holidays! The Christmas tree lighting in Bryant Park was today. And I didn't know that it was today. But I went because when I was with Katie and we were shopping around, I found a bunch of things that I thought were really cute. So I had to go back and buy them because obviously I didn't buy any while I was with Katie. And then I was a little bit trapped. But the Christmas tree lighting, I'm sure, was beautiful. I am literally 5'1", so I couldn't see a single thing. And there's a siren happening. Anyway, I was sitting around, I was walking around, and all of a sudden, I heard Jessica Vosk's voice. I heard literally 2 words of her voice. And I went, Jessica Vosk? Why is Jessica Vosk here? And then I looked up, of course, what was going on, and I was like, oh, very cool. So I watched some Olympic figure skaters skate at the Bryant Park ice rink, and I watched the tree get lit, and there were fireworks, and it was kind of cool. It was my first tree lighting here in New York, so that was fun. You obviously really wanted to know how my day was today, so there you go. There you have it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this podcast. It's now 10:19, and we will see how this editing goes. I'll tell you what time at the end of my little outro, what time it is. Because it could be 2 a.m. It could be 4 a.m. If I'm going to try and get this out by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Wish me luck. I also need to eat dinner. So this will be so much fun. Okay, anyway, here's Haile. My favorite trivia, I always think this cord is much longer than it actually is.
I need to get another 10-foot cord.
Trivial question is, do you know what TAG stands for?
TAG?
Like the game.
Oh, no, I didn't know it was an acronym.
It is.
Touch and go. Are you serious? That's so funny.
That's what it stands for.
Touch and go. That is so stupid.
Okay. So with these mics, you have to talk like straight into them.
Yes, I remember learning that.
Because they don't
have the round.
Yeah.
That's the ones that are like that.
Do you have the... Oh, yeah, you have the older one. There's like a flat no on the top. You can see I dropped it. there's like a little flat.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like that's the optimal point, and I was like, got it. You're like, no, I dropped it.
No, I
like,
dropped
clumsy
it.
Bitch.
Okay.
Like, wow, I never noticed that on microphones. They tell you where to sing.
Okay, wait. No, I'm gonna rename this so I know whose audio is.
I remember when we were filming the audio. This was during the pandemic. We literally had to record audio for our virtual spring awakening, like outside behind a barn, like 6 feet space. And they were like, we only have these mics, so you have to sing straight into it. And we were all like,
Yeah.
nobody breathed. Yeah.
Anyway, this has been recording this whole time.
Tucci. I know. I assumed you were just testing the audio.
I'm doing both, but who knows? Maybe this will make it in like the intro.
Maybe. Do you watch Off Book?
Mm-mm.
Or listen to Off Book? It's a
No.
podcast. It's improv musical, but not the one that comes up on everyone's TikTok. It's
because that one's like a TV show, isn't it? Or like that's like a YouTube series. The one that comes up on TikTok, that's like a YouTube series.
I don't know. With the girl and the guy?
Yeah, I think that's a YouTube series.
Oh, I don't know.
But
it's not them. It's these other people, and they bring on a guest every time. And they'll talk like this, and then one of the instrumentalists will just like play a chord, and they'll have to do the musical based on what they're talking about. So
that's like such a cool idea.
They're like, yeah, I went to like the soccer play, and yeah, I'm like, I took my friend to the soccer game, and they're like, ding, and he'll be like, mommy, like, can I please join the team? And they like switch it to it. It's so funny. It's really good. Like, it brings me so much serotonin to just play it while I do stuff.
I actually I don't listen to podcasts.
I rarely do, but I've just now gotten back into Brene Brown because I listened to that like beginning of the pandemic. And Off Book, like, when I remember it, and I'll be like, I want to listen to something, but not music, and not something where I feel like I'm learning.
Yeah.
Like, just something fun. Because I don't watch a lot of TV, so I feel like that's my TV when I do that.
I watch a lot of TV, but it's TV that's, I've, like, already seen it. So, like, I already know what's going to happen. Like, I'm rewatching, so I don't really have to pay a lot of attention to what's going on.
Is that a cup heater or a candle?
This? Well, you can put a candle on it if you want, but it's a warmer, so it's like warm, so it'll keep my coffee warm. Because as someone who is whatever my brain is,
I don't know.
multi-hyphenate whatever brain that I have, I forget that I have drinks.
Me as well.
Often.
I'll leave them in the microwave, and then I open it to like microwave my dinner, and I'm like,
I'm really glad this like will continue beeping at me
until
every like minute.
I've had a microwave like that, and it was so helpful. I'm like, oh yeah, I was making a whole ass meal.
But yeah, I just like set it on there, and it's got like a little button. I don't know if you heard it like click, but when you put weight on it, that's when it turns on. So if you don't have anything on it, it'll just turn off. Like it'll still be warm, so like don't touch it. But you can put. Like, people will use this for, like, the wax heaters and stuff. Yeah, it's nice.
Should I curse on this or no?
That's up to you. You can.
I'm still trying to decide my brand.
I know, that's the thing.
I feel like I should if it comes.
Yeah, if it happens.
You can bleep it, too.
I can also bleep it. Should I just use, like, a sound of Patti LuPone just saying, like, no!
Or, like... What's the one word she says when she's yelling at that guy in the audience? Oh my god.
Who do you, that one?
Who do you
think you are? But
I
it's
thought it
like
was one word. What's something short? Just her like maybe not even her. It's just like Sean like
right.
Look, I got my nails done since I was like.
They're really cute.
I had to play guitar. Thank you. I was so scared. I was like,
I thought they were little hearts, but
wait, that'd be so cute.
That would be really cute.
No, I was like, they're going to charge me a bunch just because I asked them to do little dots. I was like, should I just go home and do it myself? But I wanted gel, so.
You should get a gel kit.
You know, I had a macaroon.
I have one.
Have you seen those?
A what?
They're called macaroons because they're shaped like this, and it's one finger, and I had that, but I...
Oh, like the quick setting gel? Whatever? Those are supposed to be like...
it's normal gel. It's just like gel polish.
I have, like, the ones that they use at, like, the salon. Like, I have, like, a big one.
I need to do that.
They're great. And I use Beetles.
Beetles?
It's like a brand. I think it's
Oh, a
called
brand
like
of gel.
Beatles gel, like Beatles nail
Can
gel.
you get it at like Sally's? Okay.
I think I got mine.
I might.
I
Christmas.
think I got mine on Amazon.
That'd be good.
But like the whole entire kit that I have is
It literally, you pay for it after like 2 weeks.
Well, it was like $50 because the
Right.
little UV light was like 30, and then you
Mhm.
buy whatever sets, like nail color sets
And
that
they
you
last
want,
forever.
and they last forever.
Like it's so worth it. The macaroon is like $30, and I was just doing my manicures all the time.
Yeah.
I think I ran out of their brand, and their brand nail polish worked the best with it. But maybe I was just using a shitty brand of gel nail polish when I tried the not brand one. I still have it, so we'll see.
I feel like see, and I got it because for the longest time I was like, I have to have color in my nails.
I like it because I bite my nails if they're not done.
I don't bite my nails, but I do. Wait, are you one or two? Wait, say words.
Hey, hey there, hello there, hey there, hey there.
Aha.
It's me. But don't make it too loud because I scream at random times. Which you can edit, but that would be so annoying.
Okay. I was like trying to figure out why you kept getting quieter. It's because I thought you were two.
Uh-huh.
You're not.
Wait,
I'm two.
you can definitely... Oh, but I think it turns that up. I was like,
Well,
you can definitely lift that line,
I'm
but then
keeping
it turns
these
that up.
here
Yeah.
because it's easier to fix a blowout
A
sound
little blip.
here
Yeah.
than here. Because this I'm just going to leave once I figure out
Slide.
what I'm doing. But, yeah.
Have you seen that app that's like podcasts you send to your friends, and it's basically like voice memos, but they put music over it, and then it'll be like a minute of like music playing in the background while you talk about your life. It's
No,
so
that
fun.
sounds
I
so
had it for a
fun.
bit, but then like only 2 of my friends had it, and we'd kind of forget every now and then. So then I was like, whatever, I'll delete it. But it's so funny. I think I'll
That's
get
like
it
me
again.
with Marco Polo. I have Marco Polo.
What's that?
Okay, so
Wait, is that millennial thing where they
yes.
use?
No.
Oh,
No,
someone show me that.
Marco Polo is like the millennial version of Snapchat.
Wait,
Kind
I
of.
think I know. You can like send videos.
You can send videos.
Yes, Keely, who was on tour with us, would use it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that? I'm like,
You can send
texting.
videos, and it's right. It's really just texting. You might as well just send a voice memo.
It's like, why do you have an app for this?
But
My
it's-
mom
well-
opened a flashlight app the other day, and I went, what is that? She was like, it's my flashlight. I was like, Michelle. Like, she works in technology and, like, communication. I swiped up on her thing and was like, hello? And, like, clicked the camera. I was like, delete that now. It was from, like, 2009. I was
Oh,
like,
when
what?
you can like see like they haven't changed the app icon.
Yes,
And
it
you're
was
like-
those old ones where it'd be like the fake beer app or like
Yes!
the fan, like apps that
Yes!
don't actually do things. And she had
The ice app.
yes.
Did you ever have the ice app?
No,
Oh, it was like
it might have been
Coca-Cola.
the
It was
beer
like
one. Yeah, where you
Coca-Cola.
like go like that.
Yeah, and but there was one. It was ice, and you shook it.
I was
or
like,
you could like
Michelle
dump it out. Yeah.
Ferrier. It is the year 222. Why do you have a flashlight app? Like what? How can you be that smart and so like silly dumb at the same time?
It's just like hilarious to me. Because like my mom is someone who doesn't actually have apps because she doesn't use her phone that way.
Oh wow.
Like she really doesn't
What
have
a world.
any kind of apps. She's like no music. They don't listen to music. Anyway,
In
we're gonna
case
keep
you-
all of that. But
That was a lot. I just burped into the mic and I know you should keep. Hey everybody.
I didn't even hear it because
Nice
this wasn't
to
in
meet
yet.
you.
Okay, so I'm on I'm on my blue velvet couch, which is where I said in the last interview, because Katie's is gonna happen before yours, because hers is already done.
Oh yeah.
Like hers is gonna post and then yours.
Go ahead.
But in that one, I literally thought that said it was still 2 o'clock. I was like, it's been 2 o'clock for a really long time. And it's still 2 o'clock. I was like, the normal pods will either be a via Zoom moment or like people will come and sit on my blue velvet couch. And we're gonna do this.
Blue velvet couch.
Anyway, we're here with Haile Ferrier.
That's me.
Highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely. Or highly flammable, whatever works. That's my new like addition to
Highly
that.
flammable?
I go, hi, my name's highly unlikely, and they laugh, and I go, or highly flammable, whatever works. It's like a new little
I love
asterisk.
when people have to like explain their names kind of like that. What's funny is when we first met, I literally, first off, I didn't know how to say your name,
Mm-hmm.
but no one was saying your name, and it was before
Around
Dear
us.
Evan Hansen, so
Mhm.
you weren't doing interviews or anything.
Yeah.
So no one was saying your name. So I was like, of course, it's Hailey. And then someone, I don't know who I was texting, and someone goes, no, it's
It
Hailey.
used to be my Instagram username. That was
Yeah.
my second username. It was highly_unlikely. And then I was like, I'm a professional. I should
Well, and then you put it in your bio.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I get it now, because that's how Celia Gooding also has their bio or
Oh.
Instagram. It says it's like phonetically spelled out.
Yeah, Mickey
because-
has like Michaela. But really
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
Michaela.
Yeah.
But people are lazy.
Yeah. But Celia's name is spelled like Celia as
yeah.
well.
I think I've honestly called her that. Oops.
Yeah. Celia.
Sorry,
Celia Gooding.
Celia. She's
But-
not listening. She's literally not
She's-
listening.
No idea.
Or maybe she is.
But yeah, names are weird, dude.
Fun
oh,
fact
it's
about me.
2:22.
Ooh, make a wish.
2:22. We've been
Mhm.
talking for 33 minutes.
Love that.
And I still haven't even gotten through.
We'll cut. We'll skip.
Introducing
we'll
you.
skip around. Yeah, that's how
Well,
we went on
we'll
that
move
name
things.
tangent.
I
My name
know.
is Haile Ferrier. Highly like highly unlikely, but whatever works.
Hailey, the show is called I'll Drink to That, and so my question is, what is your drink of choice today?
Oh, it is good old H2O, agua. Such a theater thing. Gotta lubricate those chords. You know. I'll take a sip right now. I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to
Healthy voice habits.
I'm drinking coffee. I've had a sip of this coffee.
Singular
That I'm getting text messages from my friend, and she's saying, listening to Anne Juliet started strong with this teenage dream and break free mashup. Can't say I love it, but it's cute. I was telling her about it yesterday.
I've seen good reviews. I mean, Lorna can freaking
Lorna
sing
can sing.
down. When I
No,
got that
all
call,
of
I was
them
like, this
can.
is not for me.
All of them can.
Yeah, when I
It's-
saw Rachel, I was like, yeah, that I'm not my track.
no, it's literally
They're crazy.
like the show is not my favorite show out there.
Right.
However,
Comma.
it is so fun. Katie was
Aw.
talking about it, and because she did the Toronto tryout. She's
Oh,
also on the, like,
yeah.
if you go by the theater, she's like in all of the press photos.
Mm-hmm. I love when they do that.
But
That Chicago thing where everyone's
yes,
like, hey,
yeah,
pay me for this.
yeah. But she's in all the press photos. But she was like, what's great is
Right. I love New York. New Jersey.
when a song comes on and the audience laughs, we love it because you're supposed to laugh because it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be like, haha, that's so stupid funny. It's like funny because the song works in the storyline
Yeah.
where it is. Whereas like when Moulin Rouge happens, it's like not
It's like
that.
embarrassing. It's like, is it
Yeah.
supposed to be funny? I remember one of my old directors saw it and said that. She was like, we didn't know whether we could laugh or not. I think you have to lean into that.
You have to lean.
Or it
Well,
doesn't work. The Anne Juliet, like. being
Anne Juliet, you have to go in knowing that
yeah,
they know.
And then it's fun. Yeah.
Like you have to know that they know that you know.
Right. Moulin Rouge was like trying to take itself like way more
Way
seriously
too
than
seriously.
it was.
Moulin Rouge is like watching a Hallmark movie.
Wait, that makes sense.
Like you have to watch it and you have to be like fully invested in the campiness and the chaos that
Mhm.
is the poor writing of
That's
it.
what everyone was saying about Diana too. They were like, it's camp. It's not a documentary. I was
Diana
like,
is
what?
very camp.
I didn't see that though.
I only watched it on Netflix.
Oh, I
'Cause-
forgot it was on Netflix.
Yeah,
What
it's
a
on-
slate.
It's on Netflix. It's okay. It's like I don't know.
Lorna, when that clip came out, I was like, oh, there was no way in hell I was getting this. And I
Well-
didn't want it because I knew someone could sing it like that.
Right. Well, and I think I submitted to like the EPA, so I don't think anyone actually watched that video. But
You never know.
I have 0 views on YouTube actually.
No,
so
but I heard it's
although I
because
do
they
know they
can
download
download it. Yeah. So you
see,
never know.
and I know that because I literally worked at Telsey.
Oh, TikTok told me that.
Yeah, they will like download your
Yeah,
shit.
and put it in
But
a folder.
most of the time, like, I think most of the time, if they only download it if they want to like keep it because they're not
Mm.
gonna like download it to just delete it again. Like, they
I
might as well
see.
just watch the YouTube.
I see.
But if you see it and it's like only 1 view, it probably has more than
Right.
1 view.
Yeah. They probably just
If
liked
they
it.
downloaded it to send it to other people.
Yeah.
Because they'd rather do that than you do what all actors do, looking at their analytics.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, who watched my...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I was like, how do you act a Britney Spears song?
Yeah.
I was like,
it's
the weirdest thing. And someone was like, no, because she can do it. Like, she does it so well. And I was like, I believe you.
Wow.
I believe you.
We had CVS, it stands for Contemporary Vocal Styles at Elon, which is the school I went to.
I've never heard of it. What is that?
It's in Elon, North Carolina. Top 10 school.
The Acorn.
Slay. The Acorn. That is not the mascot. Our mascot is the Phoenix, previously the Fighting Christian.
No, I was going to say the Acorn town.
Yeah.
Elon is
sure.
like known for...
Yeah, we
acorns.
get saplings when we graduate.
I was going to say, you get little...
Trees. My mom planted mine. But we had a class called Contemporary Vocal Styles. And they would be like, it's not acting necessarily. It's kind of like embracing the vibe of the song. And like how in theater, like a lot of things aren't diegetic, where it means like you know that you're singing the song. You kind of live in that diegetic moment, and you're kind of aware of the beat and the groove, so you can like have more freedom with kind of jamming out. That's kind of
it's like Shakespeare. It's like when you do Shakespeare and you're reading like a sonnet, but it's so you can read it like with the iambic pentameter idea of it,
right?
Or you can just say it like a normal human being.
Yeah. That's my vibe. I always struggled with that because what I thought was fun about Shakespeare was like, and what I think is my version of good Shakespeare, if I'm viewing it, is like making it palatable and understandable. Like you can know like all the stuff about it, but if no one understands you, then I don't think it's good. But I also don't know anything. So.
Well, that's also like opera. Like if I were to go see like an Italian opera, I don't speak Italian.
Yeah.
But like they do so well with.
Yeah.
Letting you know what.
Yeah, it's like not acting.
With the
it's
way
more
they are like
communicating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the show is so good. And actually, if we're gonna talk about acting, there's so many sirens. Acting.
Oh my gosh! It sounds like there's a war outside our window right
those
now.
Freaking cars. I was like, this is how you act a pop song, actually, if you want to do it. Because this is how you act a pop song. Because I went to go see Anne Juliet this past week, which, by the way, everyone should go see. Like, I think it's a must-see at least once. It's kind of my idea of, like, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is so fun. You should see it at least once.
I loved Beetlejuice.
I wasn't a huge fan of Beetlejuice the first time I saw it. I actually saw
it for Sophia and Caruso specifically, and then was like blown away by the whole cast. But I also saw the original cast, and I think the original actors brought so much of themselves to the role that it was really hard for understudies to hop into it and make it their own, because it was that person.
Right. Well, so I saw the original with Dana. Sophie was out, I think.
Dana, yes, who plays Girl Scout.
Girl Scout.
Yes.
Girl Scout. But, and then...
Shout out to Jakira playing it on the tour.
Yeah.
And understudying Lydia. Go Black Lydia.
So exciting. But I saw it then, and I literally... This is how much I didn't like it. I had my friend go and get me a double at intermission.
Oh no.
That's how much I didn't. That's how much I was like so not
crazy.
into it.
Why didn't you like it?
I have no idea, because I went back recently. TDF was doing a little thing, and they had $50 tickets. And I was like, $50 for Beetlejuice. Maybe I should try it again. Maybe I should go see it again, because it's still open. People love it. It came back. It was one of those shows. So I was like, obviously I should go see it. There's a lot of talk about it. And in my brain, I was like, I don't know. I could play Lydia one day. So maybe I should like
research,
go see what this is. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I really did enjoy it.
Not
the
your
second
taste
time.
buds changing.
Like, what's going on?
Maybe you were just tired.
I don't know.
Because I remember seeing Carolina
see it after
change and being
a
like,
full day of.
and then I was tired, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm literally just exhausted right now, and my brain can't take in this.
Well, I saw it after my like 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And then we like ran to the theater.
Yeah.
Like, we grabbed lunch or dinner and then ran to the theater.
I like very much like after seeing Carolina change, I'm like, I have to have food in my stomach, and I have to have energy to see a show, because like I loved that show, but there were moments where I was like, I would tune out, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm tired right now, and I'm not listening, and I feel like that's how I really enjoy shows now as an actor.
Well, and my other thing is, people were like, maybe it's just because you haven't seen Beetlejuice, like you haven't seen the movie.
No, because I was like,
seen
no,
because the reason I can say no is because I saw Beetlejuice the second time, still not having seen the movie.
Yeah,
and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It might also, I don't know, Elizabeth Teeter's wonderful in the role, and obviously Alex Brightman is amazing.
I like it. Whenever, what am I saying? After I saw it, I was like, you have to try and see Sophia. Like I saw her, I think it was her 18th birthday or the day before. So I was like, this is literally a child. Like, and she freaking carried the show. I mean, Alex Brightman, right? He ate, but I was like, this little girl is like acting her face off and give it. Like, I could not perform like that at that age. I'm like one of the people that's always been like, I want to do this. I have to work at literally everything because there's someone that's better at it. But I still had so much passion. So I've always felt like I've had to work to get to those points. It was like, and I'm sure she has too. Like, I'm not saying she hasn't. But it was like, wow, like you were born to do this.
She's, well, and vocally, I will say vocally, like, she is very talented. It is not my favorite voice to listen to.
Right.
Like, that's just, like, a me thing.
Yeah. But stylistically, she just, like, goes for it.
But, like, what she does with the voice that she has is actually incredible.
I think it's, like, it's so, I don't know. I think.
And Elizabeth is so different.
Yes.
Elizabeth is so
I've only seen
different.
her promo clips. But I think it's, like, I love Chris McCarroll right now. Like, I brag about his videos all the time, and I'm trying to take a session with him. Shout out to you, Chris. If you're listening.
He's giving like free lessons on TikTok right now.
Yeah,
like he gives free.
It's like being at school again.
I watched
better.
He did a breakdown of Jesse Mueller doing.
Yes, I saw that.
What song was that?
It was something from Waitress. Oh, She Used to Be Mine.
She Used to Be Mine, but it was from the press.
He was talking about how she barely turns out. I was like, yeah, we play with this in Requiem. Like the whole song is like
literally was like, yeah. He started. I'm like getting stuck on this. He started talking about he was like, how to sing like an introvert. That's what he was showing.
Yes.
And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Like everyone, I mean, like there are those characters that are completely extroverted, but everyone, in my opinion, is introverted in their own way.
Mm-hmm. And different situations.
And in different situations. And so now whenever I am like auditioning for things, I'm like, okay, where are we in this person's story? Like, is this like in their head? Is like, what is this? What's going on?
And I think she does that well when it comes to dynamics. He talks about that a lot too. Is like, yes, you can scroll, but like people love dynamics and seeing like the different ways you can use your voice. And I think she does. She plays around a lot.
Well, she doesn't go full in vocally until literally the end of the song.
You can't.
First of all, but like specifically just that song.
Yeah,
it's
you can
so
mix.
quiet,
You have to mix like the whole beginning part of it.
Yeah,
and it's honestly like it's kind of written more like a pop song where it's repetitive. So when you do it the same way, so when you do it the same way, it gets boring.
It does,
which is why you need to leave space for that like climax. And that key change. The key change too really helps. Yeah. But yeah. Love her. I saw her in Wasabi the other day and we like chatted and I was like, I just like love your work. And she was like,
Jesse Mueller?
No, Sophia and Carissa.
Oh, I was like
You're like, what? She's here?
What are we talking about?
I saw her, me and Shayo. Shout out to Shayo. He's in Haiti Center now.
Shayo's been they're vacuuming outside.
Vacuuming, hello. But I saw her in Wasabi and she was so cool.
Shayo's been mentioned now in both episodes.
Shayo.
So maybe like I need to come up with ways to like
to bring him
Shayo
in
super organically every single time.
Yeah, we'll just have him on the show. I'm sure he is. I'd like to.
No, because Katie and I were talking about something, and we started talking about. She was like, it's crazy to me that there are people out there who can and can't do the thing where you play a note and they can sing it.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's just bonkers to me. And I was like, well, yeah. And then you have people like Shayo Oni who has perfect pitch.
I was talking about this yesterday because I relative pitch and someone like turned on their computer and I was like, that's the beginning of Journey to the Past. And they were like, what? And I played it and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I have relative pitch as well. But my relative pitch, it's because relative pitch I think you can work on. Like that is something
and you
that
can
you can
train
get better
to perfect pitch. Some people have perfect pitch naturally, but you can like
you can train to work
with if you have relative pitch.
And my thing with relative pitch is usually my thing is I know order of notes or chord progressions. But usually if I try to like come up with, if I hear something and I'm like, oh, that sounds like this, I'm like a third off. Like it's like I'm like an actual third off. But if I'm singing and I'm like, oh, okay, this is how this song starts, like sometimes I'll play the game where I'm like, I wonder if this is how this song starts, and I'll sing it and I'll record myself singing it and then I'll find it on the thing and I'm like, oh, well, that's correct, so I can sing it. But if I hear it, if it's the opposite way around, I am like a third off.
Oh, strange.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm the opposite.
it's like really weird.
It's like I can't call on it when I need it, but if I hear it, my brain goes bing. Like her laptop literally went do 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 do. Like that's how Journey to the Past starts. It's like this piano like little trill that's like da, 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 da. And it literally did like the first 4 notes of that, and I was like
yeah.
But I can't like bring it up when it's useful. Like in an audition, if I like want a bell tone and they didn't give it to me, I can't be like, here's my A.
Hello. It's editor Claire currently speaking. It's 3:16 a.m. Yes. 3:16 a.m. I told you I was going to get it done for the 10 a.m. post, but that's not going to happen, because I simply am losing my mind. And also, just so everyone knows, I was like almost done editing this, and then I realized that I am missing bits and pieces of this recording. Where did it go? I have absolutely no idea. If anyone knows how Logic works and like how to find things, I recorded directly into Logic. I started moving things around and I think things got deleted as I moved things. I don't know. Anyway, there's more to this, by the way. I'm just interjecting right here. This was supposed to be much longer than it actually is, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, Haile will be back. Enjoy the rest of the interview. Also, don't forget that if you want, we have a Patreon page, and I don't think we have any patrons right now, but for $1 a month or $12 a year, it's so cheap, you can be a part of this little Patreon page where you get exclusive access when there is some, and you can find out who our interviewees are before, who's going to come on the pod, who's going to come sit on the couch before anyone else. You can ask questions, etc. Also, another way to support the vlogs is by buying a coffee, which you can find in the link in our bio on Instagram. Obviously, this is called I'll Drink to That. And I like to have whoever is coming on bring a lovely drink of their choice. It can be coffee, it can be water, it can be juice, literally, I don't care. As long as they're drinking something. And if we go out and get coffee, I like to pay for their coffee because they are spending their time with me, and you know, they could be doing anything else like sleeping. And so if you want to be the person who buys our lovely guest a drink, you can head to the link in our bio, send in your name, and I will let them know, and all of our listeners know, who bought their coffee. It's super fun. Anyway, okay, I hope you enjoy the rest of this interview with Haile. We're going to get her back on, I promise, because this was really fun. We literally rambled for 2 hours. The fact that I have gotten this down to less than an hour is crazy. We did a lot of rambling, though, and a lot of even more off topic than we already are in this podcast, so none of it was, you know, super needed for the podcast. But I will say I still did lose some stuff, and I can't quite tell you what I lost. But it's okay. It still is, for the most part, cohesive. And yeah. All right, anyway, back to Haile.
Yeehaw.
Anyway, so you just got off of tour like a few months ago.
Yeah, I keep saying just, and months go by.
I know. Well, I was introducing you to someone, or I wasn't like introducing you, but I was like, oh, I went with my friend Haile.
Mm-hmm.
And then I keep just saying like, oh, she just got off of tour.
That's literally that's how people introduce me now. I didn't realize that was the thing, and now when I meet someone, they're like, "This is Haile. She just got off the Dear Evan Hansen tour."
She got off the Dear Evan Hansen tour.
Okay.
No, I'm like, she just got off
Thank
tour, and then my
you.
brain goes, no, she's been off of tour for like 4 months
For
now.
a bit. Yeah, it's weird. I say like 3 months, but I'm honestly not sure because I like my contract ended, and then I went back, and then I came back, and then I went back again for a shorter time. So like like 3 solid months, but a little bit
Yeah.
more probably. So yeah.
Yeah. What was, like, how was that? We talked a little bit about it in our first interview, which you can, like, actually watch on the vlogs. But
Oh yeah.
with this being
'cause
a
it was
pod,
video.
like, anyone who's listening to this for the first time are like, who in the world is this
yeah.
highly unlikely girl?
It was a grand old time. I was in Tallahassee auditioning for it. I did all of my auditions over Zoom, which is crazy. Pandemic tings. Michael Greif was on my last Zoom, and I was like, great. And then I moved to New York and got a job as a stylist. And then, like, a month and a half in, found out that I booked the show.
As a stylist?
Yeah, I worked at Aritzia. And
I did
before
not
that,
know
at
that.
college, I worked at a thrift shop, The Muse, in Carborough, NC, which is right near Elon, North Carolina. So I was like, yeah, I feel like this is what I'm best at.
Wait, okay, what do you do as a stylist? Because I see those all the time, and I'm like, could I do that? I don't think I could, but...
It was a little different at a thrift shop when it's, like, local and you're doing things. But at Aritzia specifically, it was, like, all the things of retail, plus we would keep up with... not employees, what am I thinking of? Customers, and keep their names and keep track of them and kind of pull things. Like, the first thing we were instructed to do was kind of just get to know them and ask if they were looking for anything specific. And then we'd be like, okay, here's some things. Like, I have some ideas, colors, blah, 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 different silhouettes. And you basically help style them. Because a lot of times when people are coming into Aritzia, they're looking for, like, a specific event or, like, a specific piece. So you'd get them that piece, but you'd also be like, and
Add some
here
stuff, yeah.
is what you can get with them. The Melinas are very popular, and everyone looks really cute in them. Here you go, bye.
Right,
Let me know if you need anything
and then they
else.
walk out with, like, 5 bags that
Yeah.
they didn't mean to buy.
Yeah, and they're like, did anyone help you? And they're like,
What's
Haile
great
Ferrier
is, like,
did.
I commend anyone who is doing, like, a stylist type thing, because I am so easily, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Influenced.
Oh, yeah.
So if you tell me I look good in an outfit, I'm gonna be like, but
That's literally it. There aren't
Like-
for anyone that hasn't been to Aritzia, there are not mirrors in your dressing room. You have to step outside into this communal space and look at yourself in the clothes, which sounds like hell for a lot of people, but it helps us be like, not to expose Aritzia, but be like, hey, you look so good in that. And then other girls are like, wow, you
Wow,
look
I want
so
that. Yeah.
good. Where is that? Is that here? Yeah, she got it from there. And then everyone wants the top that one girl looks good in. Yeah. It's a little communal girl bathroom moment.
it's so. I mean, I love Aritzia clothes. I'm usually too short for most Aritzia things.
I know.
Like the
different
things
lengths.
that I try.
I don't even work there anymore. And I'm like,
Different
the
lengths.
Melinas come in 3 different lengths. The Melina long, the Melina flare as well is an option.
It's like QVC. It's like a.
Yeah. It's
Um,
crazy. My brain, like, I would see people on the street and be like, that's Aritzia.
Wait, were you the one that I was with who we passed someone who was wearing like an Aritzia top and she was wearing it wrong?
Yes. Well, it wasn't Aritzia. I will say this because it wasn't the brand. I could tell. We have like a patented fabric, so I can tell when it's not Aritzia, but it was the
like,
same
a
silhouette.
copy, yeah.
And it was like, it's supposed to be like a cross halter.
It's the cross neck.
And they
yeah.
were wearing it like straight, so it was like puckering in the back. And I was like, that's not you're supposed to wear it.
I couldn't remember who that was.
It was a random girl walking by.
No, like who I was with. Who
Oh,
said
yeah,
that.
that
I
was
was like, I
me.
remember someone saying this because I passed by someone yesterday
And they were
when
wearing it
when I was
wrong.
with Katie and she was wearing it wrong.
Look at the models, people. If it's puckering, it's probably wrong. But anyway, yeah, I was working at Aritzia when I first got here as my, like, quote-unquote survival job. But I tried to choose something that I was pretty passionate about. And
That's
then
my issue. Is like
found out-
the survival jobs that I'm looking for are like not working out the way I want to.
Follow your bliss is my life motto. So I was attempting to follow my bliss, going to New York, but also doing that. And then I was auditioning on top of that, but I hadn't done any other Dear Evan Hansen auditions while being there. And then my agent was like, you booked it. And I didn't know if I was going to do it at first. Like, and for years I'd been working on this material. And by then I was like, I didn't think I would get it. And then I got it and was like, whoa.
Yeah, by then you're like your brain is completely.
Yeah. Like, I had just graduated and I was like looking at things that were coming to Broadway and just, I don't know, things that I felt like I vibed with more. I was also very, like, my whole senior year, very dancer singer focused. And then all of a sudden I was being thrown into the pool with like singer actors, and I wasn't doing dance calls anymore. So I like had an identity crisis and was like, I don't know if I can do this, but I kind of had to have that like moment where you're like, if the team thinks you can do it, you can do it. So yeah, I did that, and I got another sublet because I wasn't in my own place in New York. And I was rehearsing for like a month, and then beginning of December we went to Greensboro, which is the first stop, and I lived there for years. Went to Elon, which is right near Greensboro, so it kind of felt like a sign when I saw that on the contract. But then I was on tour for 7 months on the road, mostly 1 weekers, so no real days off. I will say that was tough.
Yeah, because your day off was like travel day.
Yeah, lots
Life of a
travel
tour.
Mondays. Yeah,
I think people don't realize, like, touring, like, when you tour, depending on the show, but most places you're there for a week, maybe 2.
Yeah, some people shorter. Like I was
Some
on an
it's like 4
equity
days
tour,
or something. Yeah.
but there are other people that are on non-ec tours that are doing one-nighters, and
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I could do that,
No.
especially as an understudy where you're covering 2 tracks in a show that's like 8 people.
8 people.
Like you're a lead, you're covering 2 leads.
Yeah.
So it was a lot.
Well, and then you travel, which also means like you're either taking a bus or you're driving because you've brought your car, or you've splurged and you've gotten a plane ticket.
Yeah, most of the time we were on a plane, but if we were in Florida for like a month, so we got to do buses. We love buses. Like we'd be like, bus day, because you don't have to pack nice, you don't have to weigh anything, and it's just like you leave immediately. It's not like you get to the airport like 2 hours before. It's just really nice. You get your own seat because it's equity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was a lot, and I always say that, and it's the reason why I didn't continue. And I was very vocal about that when I was leaving. Like I think I did a whole Instagram post or multiple where I just like listed out like, for my mental health, I won't be continuing with this tour, because it was just a lot. And one of the reasons I took it was because it wasn't a year contract. It was 7-8 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can do that. I can see how touring is. But after that, I was like, I can't do another year. And I missed New York, so I came back. But it was a great experience, and probably one of the best things I could have done leaving school. So I'm very grateful for that, and grateful to have the time now and like the financial stability to kind of just focus on auditioning and training right now.
Yeah. Well, and for some people, like, tour is for them. Like tour seems like it is
not
made for them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you asked me in like an order what I wanted to do, like cruise ships would be at the bottom, because I don't want to be on a boat, and I don't want to be on a boat for a year. Although it does pay very nicely.
Yeah. That was my plan. I was like, I'm gonna leave Elon, book a cruise, and save all this money, and then go to New York, and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Can't do a cruise. And then I think I'd actually rather do regional work over a tour.
Yeah.
Just because regional work, even if it is only for 2 weeks, you're in one place for those 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a lot for me. I came back, and after they brought me back to LA for that like week and a half when they need an emergency cover, I was like, therapy, medicine, because like being on tour and like having undiagnosed ADHD and like all of the, like, there's so much going on, and if you are like not on top of it, I say this about entering BFA programs too and conservatories and all that, if you are not like peak mental health when you start, like you are going to burn out,
Right.
especially if you're not fully taking care of yourself during that time. Like you have to be ready. And like for someone who had never done a tour before and like didn't know what that entailed, I did the best I could to be ready, but there are just so many curveballs that you don't expect.
Oh yeah.
So I got back and kind of just took care of myself as much as I could. Yeah.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Now we're both here. We've known each other for like 2 years now.
Yeah, but like quite a short time in real life, because you were at school and I was doing my thing, But we were mutuals on Instagram for a while. And that's what I'm doing right now. I told my therapist that, like, right now is the time in my life that's pretty new because I'm not in an educational setting and I'm not in a show. And I feel like those were my main sources of community for my entire life, or a lot of it.
Right, yeah.
And now I, like, actually have to put work into building this community. So I'm kind of doing that right now.
So I am what I would call, like, extroverted. What is it? An ambivert? I'm an ambivert.
Yes.
Where you're, like, you are extroverted in social situations, but also
You,
can
like,
be introverted and would like to
exhausted
rather be. Yeah, like, my battery just drains. And since the pandemic, my battery drains a lot faster than I'm used to. But we got up there and I was, like, texting my friend. I was just sitting there. Like, no, I didn't talk to anyone. And I was like, this is so weird. Making friends is the weirdest thing. I don't think I've had to actually make friends where it's not like not like a forced friendship, but it's not like an organic, like, because you're in the same class kind of friendship.
Yes, it feels really
I
weird.
have not had to make friends like that in so long because even still, like, if you go to summer camp or something, you're all in a camp for 2 weeks, so you kind of have to become friends.
Yeah.
Or, like, school, you're in the same classes, so you might as well make friends.
Yeah. It's like we're all learning this skill, or relearning, because the pandemic kind of, like, melted our brains. Relearning how to, like, reach out to people and put energy into platonic relationships. Anyway,
but
putting energy into, like, it takes work, and keeping up with them after you make that
after you've made them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's so also incredibly difficult about here, is because I am in friendships that are, like, we hang out, but we have to schedule the hangout 2 weeks before and then keep checking in to make sure that the hangout is happening.
That's also a theater thing. It's like, okay, when are you free?
But I don't get invited to the, like, hey, we're all hanging out at my place if you want to come over. Like, I don't get invited to those. And I didn't really get invited to those in college either. But it wasn't, I'm also the person, me being, like, I would rather sit alone in my apartment. I probably wouldn't have gone anyway, kind of thing. But it also means that I am spending a lot of money going to 54 Below shows, seeing these people in their Broadway productions, off Broadway, just so I can keep up this, like, hey, we became friends at this party and we were gonna hang out. And do you remember
the 54 Below shows are, like, I can't, when it comes to, for anyone that doesn't know how it works, there's, like, you get your ticket, but then there's also, like,
there's a $25 fee
limit,
there's
a minimum, and you have to, like, get a certain amount of drinks or dinner or food to meet that. And the tickets are already, like, pretty lofty.
Like $40. The cheapest would be like 40.
Yeah,
35,
for
40.
Like a cabaret. So when you add the 25 to that, depending on what ticket you have, it's like upwards of like $70, $80. And it's
it's as much as a Broadway show almost for what you're watching.
Just to, like, see your friend.
No, well, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to the show, but I will meet you at Haswell's.
Yeah, I'll meet you after and we can celebrate.
Because also, if I'm going to Haswell's, I'm already going to spend another $60 on those drinks.
Midtown drinks. Oh my gosh. That's the other pro about I'm not drinking right now. Not really. So I am saving lots of money on cocktails.
See, and my issue is I have drinks in this cabinet right here. They've been here since I moved in. I've not opened them. I have a bottle of wine and a bottle of bourbon that I have not opened.
Just waiting.
And it's because I just don't. I am a social drinker. I don't drink just, like, when I get home.
Yeah, it's very rarely that I do that.
And so if I'm out, like, with someone, I'll be like, oh, yeah, let's grab a drink. And I don't really care. Like, that's fine.
It's just like, it's like when you say, like, let's go get coffee. It's just kind of like the go-to your brain goes to. But then I had this moment when I started my meds, because, like, you have to be careful about medication and alcohol.
Right.
So I was like, let me just, like, use this as an opportunity to be sober and, like, understand why I'm actually drinking. And it was really just, like, social things like that. And I was like, I don't even want to. It's just, like, when I go out, like, it's more like having something in my hand.
Yeah.
So now it's
I've gotten a lot better at doing, like, one drink. Like, I will get one, and then if I get anything, like, I close my tab after that one, and then if I get something else, it's gonna be like a water or a Sprite or like something like that, or I'll bring a water bottle, and if they'll let me take it in, I just sip on that
sometimes.
But
because usually this is cheap wherever you are in New York, I'll get like a ginger beer and then I'll be like, and can you put like a garnish on top, like a lime, so that I don't feel weird.
Well, and then you have like non-alcoholic bars are also popping up. Like soda bars are popping up.
You told me about
there was one that, oh my gosh, there was one that we have to go to. Yeah. It's so fun. It's actually really, really small. Like there's like maybe 10 chairs in there. But you can get your cards read.
It's so cute.
While you're there. And they have coffee
and mocktails
there as well, and mocktails. And like sodas, I think, as well. But the craziest thing is, first off, their menu is so long. Like there are so many things on their menu because they opened and then they had a whole thing where they made a new drink every day for the month of October, I think.
Oh my gosh.
They have like 31 drinks plus whatever they already had, like their specialties, plus their coffee drinks. And he goes, also, if you don't see anything that really like,
we'll make something.
We'll make something. Just let me know what you want. And we'll just like mix something for you. But I had a lavender something or another. And it was really good. It almost tasted like a cream soda, like a lavender cream soda.
Yeah, you can do so many things. I had a moment where I was like, I think I want to experiment like making mocktails. I think it'd be fun.
I love it. But also like the non-IPA beers are like popping up, like the non-alcoholic beers, and they apparently like, I have friends who drink them and they try them and they say that it tastes pretty, it actually tastes pretty good. Like you still get the hoppiness of a beer. There's no alcohol in it.
And there's like Liquid Death, that person that
isn't that just water?
Yeah, it's literally, you can get still, which is weird to drink still water out of a can. So I like the sparkling, but they also have like a mango sparkling, like a flavored one, like LaCroix, whatever you say. LaCroix. I just came back from France. Bonsoir. Robert Sheehan. But the person who invented them was like, I just like felt weird after. I think they were an alcoholic and then like became sober, like went to rehab and all that. And they were like, I felt weird like going to parties. So they invented this can and it looks like a beer can.
It does. It's like a dark with a skull on it.
Yeah, it's really cool. The design's really cool. But it's literally just water. So it's kind of my version of like my ginger beer trick.
Well, I love the idea of like these tricks. Also, that's so like you save so much money doing that.
Yeah, I
mean, I will say, for those who do drink, like Trader Joe's has some like pretty good $5 wines.
Oh yeah,
like there's some like I don't drink barefoot. I think barefoot is literally the worst.
The Elon girlies are coming for your neck.
I know. But see, but at like Elon parties, you don't notice. I feel like you can't. You don't like everything is the same.
They were
at Elon parties. They're
a lot,
crazy.
and I also like came to New York and was like, I'm done.
Right.
Like that's also the thing. I'm not drinking right now, but I am an introvert, so I relate to what you're saying. But I also like don't really go out like that anymore because I was like, why am I doing this?
I'd rather have a few friends over
and sit in,
and we'll sit and we'll sip some wine, and I'll make a lovely cheese board.
I make a charcuterie board.
But yeah, making friends here is like really weird, especially me being in
Jersey. That's the other thing. Yeah,
like a lot of people, you're the first person to come over here.
Oh my gosh! Hey, new apartment.
Like Haile is you're not the first person to see the apartment outside because Ellen saw the apartment before it had any furniture, and then my roommate came to help me with this couch, my Chicago roommate. But she doesn't even live here. She also lives in Jersey, but she's like moving somewhere in this general area. Oh. But you're the first person from Manhattan to come and see the apartment.
Honestly,
because I feel like so many people are also like, I don't want to travel all the way out there, and it's like, so you mean I have to travel?
That's me with like my friends
the
in
other
Brooklyn
way as well.
Like I rarely go to Brooklyn anymore.
I don't go to Brooklyn. I have friends in Brooklyn, and I'm like, that means I have to go not only into Manhattan, I also have to keep going.
Like get on the L train to Bushwick. And then get home at like 3. No, I won't be doing that.
I went to go see. This is how good I am at trains. I went to go see a friend's performance of 12th Night the other day.
Was it the interactive one?
And I left early because I was with Katie. I saw Into the Woods. We chatted afterwards, and then I left.
Mm-hmm.
I got on the wrong train.
I still do that.
And all of a sudden, I was in Brooklyn.
Me and my friends did that once, but we rode like for a long time because we were just talking.
No,
we
I
like,
got
end of
off.
the night, blah,
I
blah,
got
blah,
off
blah,
at that
blah.
first stop. I said,
No.
First train back in Manhattan. I got in.
No, I
Got back.
wish.
Got up. Did
Mhm.
the thing. Got there. Went to see the show, and I was like, it was his birthday, and so they went back to Brooklyn and partied, and I was like, I have to go home. Because if I go to your place, I'm not gonna be home till like 4 a.m. even if I leave at 2.
Someone was like, even when I do go to Brooklyn, the entire time I'm calculating how late I'll get home if I leave at that moment.
So then I leave, and this is just on the east side. It's like 99th on the east side, and like First or something. It's like, I don't know where it was. It was somewhere over there.
Yeah.
I got on the wrong train again to go home.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden I was in Long Island City.
Absolutely. Shayo, hello, knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. And so then I was like, fuck. So I went back. Finally found my way home. But that's how that happened twice.
That happened to us. But we were just like chit-chatting at the end of the night. And Dari looks up and she goes, wait, where are we? And she opens her phone. And me and Jatari are like looking out the window. And she goes, get off the train. And the door opens and we go, what? And she goes, get off the train. And we start running towards the door. And we'd fully like crossed the water, like fully in
Way
Brooklyn.
into Brooklyn.
Yeah. And we were like midtown.
Oh my God. Brooklyn has some good thrifting.
I haven't.
It's expensive
been.
thrifting, but they do have some
my
good
thing
thrifting.
is like thrifting, quote unquote thrifting in New York, like as someone coming from the tiniest towns, is just like, it's not thrifting, it's like going to vintage places because it's already curated.
It's already curated, and it's, in my opinion, thrifting is like cheaper.
Yeah,
like you're
thrifting
paying
is like you're
less,
finding the stuff.
Whereas like some of these stores that are thrift shops,
They're like vintage.
they're selling like
stuffs.
Hanes t-shirts for like
And
$35.
you're like, huh?
And I'm like, it was cheaper on the rack.
Yeah.
There are some really cute places in Chinatown though. Vincent and I went. We got some dumplings for $6. We got 20 dumplings for $6.
Oh my gosh. And they were good?
Good. And then we walked around, and there was one place that is, if you're like really into the Y2K, bright colors, neon.
Oh, I can't. I'm
kind
a
of.
muted girl.
I don't like that style. It's not my style. The clay earrings, the color, like all of the colors, that kind of type stuff.
Yeah.
There's a store that is like curated for that stuff. If you're into Harry Styles and you are like, you could be Harry's house.
Yeah, that's for those girlies.
There
I
was a
stumbled
store
on
that
one
was
in
literally like
Chelsea, but it was like a curated place.
Those like
It was-
necklaces that everyone wears, and it's got like the little like iPhone little dangle,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
that is.
Yeah, that's like, do you know Larkin? She's here. She's actually never here. She's always booked, but she's here right now, and that's her vibe. And it's like so ridiculously fitting that it's not even like, oh, but you do that like ironically and like for fun. No, it's literally just her style, and it fits her so well.
Some people look really good in that style, and I wish, like, I'll look at it and I'm like, that looks so good, and then I try and get something that's very similar, and I'm like, I look so dumb in
It's
this.
her whole closet. One, I feel like it's a commitment. Like, if you're gonna do it well, like you have to be committed to it, and it's Larkin's personality, closet, everything.
It's like
Yeah.
a whole, yeah.
Yeah, it just goes so well.
It's 3:14. We actually have to go. I know. That's how long we've been talking.
Wow, slay.
It's been an hour. We've been talking for.
Wow, that was just
It's
a cute
telling me 20. Oh,
conversation.
we've been talking for an hour and 25 minutes.
We have to go because we have to catch the bus. Wait, when's the bus?
Well, a bus comes every 10 minutes over here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but you have to be there.
I just have to be there at 4.
Yeah.
Ish area.
Okay.
I'm ushering. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm ushering for a gala.
Oh, wow.
But we'll like continue this conversation another day. We'll do like a part 2.
Yeah.
But before we go, do you have? So your drink of choice today was water,
Mm-hmm.
and because this podcast is called "I'll Drink to That," but we
Mhm.
actually aren't drinking really. It's literally just called that because it's supposed to be theater related. And that's it. Yeah, that was a good impression.
Thank you. It's the wavering vibrato after
Yeah.
that really makes a good Lapone impression.
What is your favorite drink to make? Whether it's like a alcoholic, non-alcoholic coffee, like what is your signature drink?
To make.
Or like if someone was like, if Haile was a drink,
Ooh.
like ideally it would be like your signature drink. What is your signature drink?
That's a better one. Okay, so my signature like alcoholic drink, there were two. It'd either be a Moscow Mule, because I love bubbles, so anything with bubbles, because I'm also bubbly, so that works. But a Moscow Mule, sensible Moscow Mule, or Prosecco. Like I would go
Just
to
straight up Prosecco.
bars and be like, yeah, I'll just get a glass of Prosecco.
Are you
it's cheaper than a cocktail?
Are you a champagne or Prosecco?
Prosecco for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Prosecco better too.
I like it a lot.
People are like, I don't know the difference, and I'm like, champagne has it tastes completely different.
Yeah, Prosecco's so light.
I'd much rather
It's almost
have
like
a Prosecco.
seltzer.
Are you a dark liquor person?
Yeah.
So have you had like a
Definitely.
Kentucky Mule?
No, I don't think so. I've had a certain different
Because Moscow
kind,
Mule
but no.
is vodka, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like vodka, ginger beer,
Yeah. That's
So,
basically it.
yeah.
And lime.
and lime. So a Kentucky Mule is bourbon.
I think I've had this once, but it was just because they didn't have a normal one. But I will say, honorable mention, I went to this place Midtown that is like one of the only places open after Broadway shows, and they had this peanut butter, was it bourbon or what are the other ones? I'm so bad
Bourbon,
with
whiskey.
whiskey. It was a peanut butter whiskey. But the way that they made it, like the guy who made it, his wife was a scientist, and she figured out a way to make it without like so people that had a peanut allergy could do it. Like it didn't have any allergens in it. And it was like eating a Ritz cracker. It was like a spoonful of peanut butter. It was delightful. And I think that is like my favorite alcoholic thing that I've had so far. But if we're doing non-alcoholic, but you can also make it dirty, I love a sensible like hot apple cider. And then if you want it
Yes.
dirty, add whatchamacallit, the cinnamon Fireball. Add a little Fireball.
Oh.
It's really good. It's really good. I know a lot of people hate on Fireball.
I've only had Fireball once, and it was because I never had it, and I am friends with Sam Polly, and we all know that she loves
it?
a yeah. Oh,
I love
people
it. Was
will
my
bring
drink of
people
choice
will
for
bring
the
little
longest.
shots of Fireball
Yeah.
to her for this at the stage door.
I used to like sip on it like
Like, as
as
a
if
joke
it was
now.
like a sensible, classy drink. But yeah,
It's
apple cider mixed with
I
Fireball.
love it because I love cinnamon,
Me too.
but you should try next time you want an alcoholic version of
Mhm.
this. Do apple cider with spiced rum.
Ooh, what's the spice?
Spiced rum. I mean, like spiced rum is just like it's got like cinnamon in it. It's like just a bunch of like the darker spices.
Yeah.
But it's a rum. It's a darker
Mm.
liquor.
Lovely.
It's really tasty.
But I had that at a Friendsgiving last year because we were rehearsing for the show. So a bunch of like runaways stayed here in the city, and I was like, I'll host. And that was my like alcoholic drink. Like I just had it on the stove, and it was really lovely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, go try it. And it's fall now. Go to the farmer's market, get you some apple cider.
And a cinnamon broom.
Yes.
Okay, so I was like,
Oh yeah.
we gotta
Happy
get this done.
Thanksgiving, everybody. But not really, because
Yeah, we don't.
we don't. We
Happy
don't do
Turkey
that.
Day,
Just
though.
eat some food and be happy and thankful.
Yeah. I call it Turkey Day at this point
Yeah.
because it's just for turkey. Although I don't know if we're having turkey.
I don't even eat the turkey.
I don't usually eat the turkey. I'm not a huge turkey fan. I'd rather have
Lots
ham.
of food day. Yeah, I'm not a big turkey fan either. Happy holidays, everybody.
What? Who just texted me? Do I need proof of my COVID vaccination records?
¿Por qué? I don't speak Spanish. Yesterday I said por qué to Claudia's
Kathy?
friend, and she started speaking fluent Spanish to me. I said, wait, I took like 6 years of French. Baby girl, I just say words sometimes. Like danka.
Right.
I say that. It's like a stem at this point. Like it just comes out.
I say pourquoi, usually.
I'll do oui sometimes. Since I've gotten back from France, I'll be in the grocery store and I'll be like, oh, pardon. Or I'll be like, merci. And I like won't even think
Sometimes
about
for fun, I'll go ooh la la.
it. Ooh la la. Oh, the French make so many weird noises. This has been so soothing.
This is so weird. Yeah, you'll have to come back. We'll just like
We'll just chat.
keep chatting.
Blue velvet couch chats. Maybe a little smooth jazz in between.
That's actually the like music that
We are giving
the
NPR.
free copyright free
Oh,
music that I have
yeah.
is jazz music.
Slay. Welcome to NPR. All things considered.
There's that, and then it's, hi, I'm Carl Sagal from, wait, don't tell me.
Oh my gosh. Wow, my family grew up listening to so much NPR.
Yeah, so did we. It was always in the car. People are like, do
Yeah.
you not know this artist? And I'm like, no, we listen to NPR. Why would
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
who played on the radio?
And now it's a tiny desk moment. So
I do love a tiny desk moment.
now they're doing like Broadway tiny desks.
I know. I'm really hoping that Anne Juliet does a tiny desk.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't it? All of them singing like "Hit Me Baby One More Time," but it's like, or no, whatever, like a group.
Lorna.
Yeah, or like having like most of the ensemble come on and do
Oh yeah,
like
that'd be cute.
Blow or something.
We did that on tour. Someone had like it was a tiny dressing room, and we got to do "You Will Be Found." But like Garrett, who was our music director on tour, was like, "Go crazy," and like Nikhil was beatboxing. Like I was adding all the harmonies that I hear because I'm crazy when I do the show. It was so fun, so fun.
Okay, well we'll get you on for a part 2.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 8, 20.
Yeah.
At some point.
Anytime.
You're welcome over here all the time. Literally every time you come over, what if we just like recorded our conversation?
Please. I think we should. It's very relaxing.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah. I think we should.
And you can follow, well, I'll do a whole like follow stuff later.
Yeah.
I'll record that later.
Sure.
Well, thanks for coming on the pod.
Of course. I love talking.
And I'll drink to that.
And I'll drink to that.
In a crazy turn of events, everything showed up. So you got the whole interview. That's really exciting. It's a rainy Wednesday afternoon, 3:43. Finally done editing this thing. Really excited about that, especially since I thought I lost everything. Didn't. If you want to follow Haile, make sure you find her on Instagram at Haile Ferrier. It'll all be in the little description box below. We will have a transcript up for this, probably not today, but it'll happen at some point, which you can find on our Instagram. Nope, that's a lie. Which you can find on our website. We have a little section called podcast transcripts. Make sure you check out our Patreon page. We currently don't have anyone subscribed to our Patreon, so there's really nothing on there right now because there's no one to see it. But when some people do start subscribing, there's going to be behind-the-scenes access. You'll get to know who I interview and who's coming on the pod early before anyone else. You can ask your questions, all of the fun stuff that you get with Patreon. Also, don't forget to check out our Buy Me a Coffee, which is in our Instagram bio, and I think it's on our website as well, but I can figure that out later. It's also in the description box down below. Obviously, this podcast is called I'll Drink to That, and with that, we have to have something to drink. So if you would like to buy our guest a drink, whether that's coffee, water, whatever they ask when we do our little conversation, you can. Just head to that link, send your name down, and I will let everyone know and our guests know who bought their coffee or their drink for that day. Thanks again so much for listening. Your support means the world to me. And please leave some nice reviews, some 5-star reviews for us on Apple and Spotify podcasts. You know what? That Spotify Wrapped just came out today, so maybe this podcast will be in your next one next year. Let's do it. We can do it. I think we can make it happen. Enjoy. Happy holidays if you celebrate. And I'll see you next week for the next episode of I'll Drink to That. To learn more about the Broadway Vlogs, head to our website at www.thebroadwayvlogs.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at The Broadway Vlogs, and make sure you check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, like, send us a comment at The Broadway Vlogs. Make sure you give us 5 stars, give us a lovely rating. I love reading reviews, so let us know. And if you want to follow me, Claire, your host, you can find me at claire.mcconnell on Instagram. Thanks for listening.